Good morning. This is Susan and Nancy. We're here today to talk a little bit about map reports that are found on NWEA. So we thought we'd talk you through how to sign in and to look at a couple of reports that might help you with setting your SLO and PPG goals.
So first you're going to go to the nwea.org and know that there are a lot of experts inside of your interdisciplinary PLCs that can help you with this process as well. So lean on each other for this. So you're going to go to logins. And then map login. And then Susan, what happens if I'm a teacher who hasn't logged into MAP in a while and I do not know my login or password? What should I do?
Our contact person for that is Shelly Heath. She will be able to generate a password for you if you are a new teacher, or she can get you a temporary password if you're a veteran teacher who has not been in the site for a while. So if we contact Shelly Heath and let her know that I can't remember my MAP login, or I need a login for NWEA, she can take care of that for you.
Okay. And I was already logged in, so the login screen didn't show up, but that's okay. So then you go to MAP reports.
Right. So on the left-hand side, there is a menu bar, and we want to look at the MAP reports. And as you can see, there are many things to choose from. Today, we're only going to focus on the top reports, the projection or summary, and the summary with the quadrant chart. So let's check this one out first. So if I click on this button, it's going to bring me to a screen where we want to make sure that we pick our rostered term, which is the students we have right now. So this is correct. We want it to say 16-17. And then the term tested would be last spring. So we're going to click on that. And then you'll find your name in the instructor column. Okay, and I'm going to pretend I'm Mr. Sierra. And then once you've selected your name, you hit the next button. And it's going to ask you which of your classes you'd like this information about. If you want to do all of yours at once, you can click select all, and I would recommend unchecking your advisory group. And then at the bottom, we want to look at Spring Growth Projection Report. This is the first option for information today. So then you'd click your PDF button down below, and it's going to take you to the queue. And it takes a little while for this report to generate. So Nancy and I have got one that's already ready to go. So as you can see, it's been submitted, but it's not ready for you to view. So we're going to go to a report that we've already pulled up. Oh.
There we go.
Okay, and this is our growth summary report. What's nice about this is it tells us our students' RIT score. This happens to be for mathematics. You can do it for reading. Then it tells you the percentile right here. And then here's the grade part. It tells you what their RIT is and what their projected growth is for this testing season from spring to spring. So these students are projected to grow 7 RIT points from last spring to this coming spring.
And it's kind of unusual for the projected growth to be so similar, right? That means their RITs must be, well, they're not sort of similar. I'm not sure about that. So we can scroll down a little bit and look at the reading. And in reading, yep, so keep scrolling. And in reading, you're going to see the projected growth is a little bit different based on those RIT scores.
But generally what you'll see is the higher the RIT score, the smaller the projected growth is going to be. It gets harder and harder for them to grow as they get higher in their RIT score. Okay, so let's go back to the MAP reports, which is where your menu of options are. Okay, and so remember I said that you could get 2 reports if you hit this button. Let's look at the second one that you can get by getting the projection or summary. So if we click on that, we'll follow the similar procedure. Okay.
Here's my calendar. Yes. Get to see when I'm getting my hair done. All right, there we go.
Okay, so back to this. We're going to click on the projection or summary. That's funny. One more time.
One more time. Oh my goodness.
I get a double.
All right. Yeah,
I
make
get
it
a
a
double
double.
warning sometimes too. All right. So again, it's this term rostered 16-17. We want the spring testing cycle, and we're gonna find our name, and we're gonna be Mr. Sierra. Okay.
Because who wouldn't want to be Mr. Sierra?
That's right. All right, so if we want all, we'll select all. If we just want one of his groups, let's try this one. See what happens. All right, so the last time we went through this, we picked spring to spring growth projection. Now we want the summary report, so that will be this one down here. Okay, and then we'll create our PDF, which goes to the queue, and then it will create a report that looks like this. So this one has a lot more information on it, but what I want to draw your attention to is this column right here. This column helps you to see if the student has met their growth or if they have not met their growth as of that testing cycle. So last spring, that's where these students were. It also tells you how much growth they made or if they made positive or negative growth. So when you're looking for students to target for your SLO group or for your PPG, this will easily help you sort through who might be a good group to work with.
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so then the third report that I wanted to share with you is generated. So we hit the map report button, and then we went to the summary with quadrant chart. And this is a really neat report because it is live. So we've got the rostered group. I know you know how to do this. We're going to go to spring. We're going to pick who we are. And we're going to choose a class. And it can only do one class at a time. And then again, we're looking for growth between the spring testing sessions. So we're going to pick spring to spring and create our report. And so what's great about this is a live report, so it's interactive. So if you notice down the side, there's a key for what all the information is, but we have both math and reading showing up on the chart. We have the plus for math and the square for reading. If I just want to look at my reading scores, I can uncheck the math. Okay, and what you have here are your...
It checked.
It went back on. There we go. We have high achievement, high growth in the green, low achievement, high growth in the orange. And down here we have low achieving and low growth, and here we have high achieving, low growth. So this would also be another way of choosing a group of students that you might want to work with. An interesting thing about this report is you could decide, oh, I want to see how my boys are doing. So I check my girls, and then so now I see that my boys are falling in the upper part of the quadrants. I have a cluster down here that I might be concerned about. So I could further look into that and decide if I wanted to pick another population based on ethnicity. But I might be interested in looking at how can I affect change on these students. So then I can go back and put that back in. Let's pick one of my students here, down here. Okay, here's Jorge. If you click on his square, it will tell you his percentile. Then he's making negative growth at this point. So there's something going on with Jorge where we really want to make sure that he is moving forward. So this is a really interesting report to take a look at.
We showed this to one of the interdisciplinary PLCs last week, and they were really intrigued about how they were going to use reports like this together to set an SLO together as a group.
So we hope this is helpful to you. Nancy and I are always around if you have questions. And then again, remember that you have lots of experts built right into your interdisciplinary team. So please rely on each other, and we'll look forward to using these reports to help you write your SLOs.